Welcome to day 4 of our December Advent calendar. Let's see what's behind our door. My boyfriend's sister wants me to dye my hair to be a guest at her wedding. Ask me that. Request that of me. Try me. It will not be pleasant. This story first came July 15th, 2024. So to start this off, my boyfriend and I have been together for about a year now, and I'd say me and his family have been on decent terms. They are traditional and I am alternative, but they accept their son's decision and are generally very polite with me. Issues began to arise, however, after his sister got engaged last fall. I had met her and interacted with her a few times at this point, and she had been generally nice to me. She told me that I was invited to the wedding, which I thought was very sweet, but little did I know what that would entail. Her fiance approached my boyfriend out of the blue and asked him to be a groomsman, to which he didn't give much of an answer. My boyfriend expressed to me later that he wanted to attend as a guest and really did not want to participate in the wedding itself. He has pretty bad anxiety, so that's understandable, and he ended up declining the offer. His sister was immediately not taking no for an answer and went as far as to send him the tux that he was, quote, going to need, despite him declining the offer. What was even more shocking was that the tux was going to be hundreds of dollars, and she wanted him to purchase it, not rent it. He once again stood his ground, and she went to their parents and had them attempt to confront him. They immediately brought me up and began blaming me for his decision, despite me obviously having no say, and he defended me while once again giving a firm no. Things were quiet on that subject for a while until a few weeks later when she informed him that she would not be able to provide a dinner plate for me. They are still planning the wedding, and at that point it was over 8 months away. So there is no reason why I could not be accommodated considering that I was invited. I'm confused. Are you just, hey, you're invited but only to like the part that's after dinner? She claimed that I was still invited, but that she just couldn't accommodate an extra person. It was pretty obvious that I now wasn't welcome. What does that even mean? You're still invited, but I can't accommodate you, so you can't actually come. What is, huh? It was pretty obvious that I now wasn't welcome, so I was debating even putting the date on my calendar to go. But now there is a new installment in this saga. She sent my boyfriend a message out of the blue telling him that I need to dye my hair and that there is now a dress code for guests. Well, no worry. I'm not a guest at your wedding. You can't accommodate an extra person. Everyone in attendance is expected to wear certain colors, burnt orange or green. And I am supposed to dye my hair black. If you have ever dyed your hair, you know how hard black is to remove. So that request is insanely unreasonable. Fun fact, I once dyed my hair black. And I know in certain lighting it looks black. It's not, it's just a very dark brown. But I got inspired by feeling the need to try to look like Megan Fox when I was younger because she was so hot. Dyed my hair black. Yeah, to come back from black hair, not a fun process. My hair is usually a dark red and is rarely vibrant, but that's beyond the point. I'm not ruining my hair to accommodate her guest rules, and the best that I could do is a wig. But I am honestly done at this point. My boyfriend respects my decision either way and has got my back no matter what, but I am still in awe because I've never experienced this. I feel like it's 100% targeted, and I don't know how this will affect my relationship with his family going forward. I just needed to talk about this, and I'm wondering if anyone else has had this happen. Have you? I've heard of people having a mood board for the attire of the guests. I actually went to a summer wedding last year that did that. In their invite, they had like a mood of like the colors and like the vibe that they wanted their guests to wear. And so I did it, but not like it's required or you can't get in, but like they're hoping for that. Edit. I have some extra things that I didn't include here about how she's treated her brother, so I might as well include them here. She did in fact just expect him to buy the tux and told him that she wanted him to have it tailored to fit him exactly so that it would look perfect. It was expected that he would buy it early as well, despite him currently saving money for his own place to live because his last living situation did not work out. This woman has also casually asked him for money for Christmas, upwards of $500, which was supposedly to go towards the wedding, when her fiance's parents were already paying for most of it. He, of course, was shocked and obviously can't be handing out $500. So he got her some personal gifts that aligned with her interests. She seemed less than happy, despite her having only gotten him the same shirt she bought him 2 years in a row. Not joking. They grew up the exact same way, in a small and modest home with not much money, and she still chooses to overspend on lavish items like Louis Vuitton purses, despite living in an apartment currently. Her fiance was also, in fact, just a puppet for her to deliver her message to my boyfriend, and wasn't going to ask him to be the best man. To add more about my boyfriend's parents. His mother is one of those submissive trad wife types, so she doesn't speak up much at all, but his father actually threatened his living situation. He is at home temporarily and is house hunting actively if he didn't comply, which he still did not. Seems to me like this is all one big petty bluff, and we have both outwardly called it. I'm considering sending her a personal message letting her know that I am offended at the request of dyeing my hair for her wedding, and letting her know that I won't be attending unless I'm there as myself and I'm being fed. To another commenter speculating if boyfriend's anxiety is due to his parents, oh, 100% it is. When I met him, he was basically a servant for his family because no one had ever told him what a normal relationship with a family should be. He has told me that I saved him because I'm the only person who he feels like he can talk to about his trauma, and I help him be a stronger person. He originally had trouble standing up to them, and now he sets very clear boundaries and lives a more carefree life. I think the turning point was our second date when his mom actually called and demanded that he come home and pick her up to go somewhere. He told her to find another ride, and by the way she reacted, it was obvious that it wasn't a common occurrence for her to hear a solid no. I won't get into every issue she's caused, but she's a mess and her husband does nothing but enable her insanity. I can see why he wants to get out of there. Let's see what the people of Reddit are saying. Someone commented, what on earth does it mean that you are still invited but that they can't give you dinner? Exactly. Someone please tell me. You would sit at a table at the reception and everyone else would be served food and they wouldn't serve you? That's insane. OOP wrote back saying, right? That was the most confusing part to me. I may have a trip that conflicts with her wedding anyway, so I can just casually miss it. I luckily have a very supportive partner who will defend me no matter what and doesn't put up with his family's BS, so no matter what, it should be fine. Next comment. She is insane and she hates you. Tell me how you really feel about it. Don't go to the wedding. There is no sane reason a guest wouldn't be served dinner like any other guest. And it's bad enough when brides presume to ask their attendants to dye their hair, but guests? She can go F herself. OP wrote back saying, for real, I've heard of brides asking bridesmaids to dye their hair, which is already a big commitment, but guests? The dress code also threw me off so heavily because why would she want everyone in attendance matching a certain aesthetic and not just like the bridesmaids and groomsmen? I hope people don't show up because of it, honestly. Next comment. First, she's crazy. I hope you don't end up going. These demands and changes are enough to give me whiplash, and I'm not even going through this. The lack of a meal is so strange, and it sounds like she keeps coming up with weird things to make you want to stay away. Second, with dark red hair and green clothes, I reckon you would look stunning. So why on earth would you need to dye your hair? OOP said, I'll be going on a trip around the time of her wedding, so I'll likely just be off having the time of my life while she has her boring little wedding. I would have been down to wear green 100% because I think it would look nice, but she just had to ruin it with the hair request. In my opinion, she's delivering her own karma by making people wear two very conflicting colors that only look good on their own, and I don't even think she realizes it. Next comment. Oh, she realizes it all right. She wants to look good by comparison. OOP wrote back and said, apparently the aesthetic is supposed to be fall colors, but I cannot see emerald green and burnt orange together fitting that vibe well. I would have chosen a mahogany color that closer matches the orange and stuck to warm fall tones, but she either has no coordination skills or you're exactly right. Then she posted an update 1 hour later. I have sent her a personal message detailing my boundaries and stating my requirements. Yes, this is what I'm waiting for. This is what I said to her. Hi, I just want to shoot you a message and let you know that I heard from boyfriend about your request for me to dye my hair for your wedding, and I find that to be too big of a commitment for just being a guest at a wedding. If I don't fit the intended aesthetic for your special day, then feel free to uninvite me. I was set to attend as his date, but I refused to make an alteration to my hair that could leave it damaged and unable to be dyed back to my desired color. I would be happy to wear a green or burnt orange dress, and I can be formal, but asking guests to dye their hair is an unreasonable and frankly disrespectful request. As I said before, you may uninvite me if you please because I am not honoring that request. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have another update and it came 6 hours later. Update about the message I sent. Of course, instead of responding, she brought her entire family into it. My boyfriend is absolutely livid that she spread my message around and is making a big deal about it, and isn't speaking to her right now. His parents tried to get aggressive with him about it, and he told them that if they want to come to our wedding in the future, that they have to shave their eyebrows off and dye their hair green, so that they can see how it feels to be asked to alter their appearance like that. His sister is still being petty about it, so who knows what will happen going forward, but nonetheless, I have been firm with my boundaries. She apparently sorted out the dinner plate situation, but just didn't tell us for months, so I do in fact have food if I go, but I doubt that I will. This is absurd. The fact the parents are also like, how dare she deny this request? What do you mean? Your sister isn't asking all that much. Like, how is this even a conversation? How are they on Team Bride with this? Blows my mind. Before we get to the next update though, this story makes me want to drink something much stronger than water, but we're gonna hydrate instead. Cheers. I hope you're having a good day. Hydrate today. Someone's not too happy with me right now because we had to move the spot of her bed to make room for the Christmas tree. So she's a little angry and a little sour about it. Lila, your fans want to say hi to you. Can you say hi? I'm asking like you can speak, but you know what I mean. Just give him a wink. Give him a little wink. Or just stare at them. That works too. Oh, y'all, did she wink or what? I think I saw a wink. All right, so we have an update that came very recently, November 16th, 2025, 16 months later. Do we think she went to the wedding or not? I would be shocked because why? Like, why would you even want to be there at this point? Oh, I attended the wedding against what everyone advised, and I am so glad that I was there to witness the absolute mess that it was. Okay. To properly start this off, I first need to talk about the rehearsal, which was also a mess. Everyone was disjointed and disorganized. The planner was yelling at people. Someone stepped on a snake, and everyone kept forgetting what was rehearsed. A snake? Well, this must be an outdoor wedding where there's snakes. Ah, it's a slithery snake.
I'm a slithery little snaky snake.
That's all I think of when someone says snake. A slithery snake. It was a very hot day and the rehearsal was outdoors, so everyone was sweaty and fed up. After the rehearsal, there was a dinner, which I apparently embarrassed everyone by pulling out a bottle of Advil to give to my boyfriend because he had a migraine, and I walked with him to the bathroom when he felt sick. Additionally, on the morning of the wedding, his parents sent a message on his sister's behalf saying that my piercings weren't going to be allowed either, which led my boyfriend calling and confronting them. Girl, why did you go? Despite all of this, I had now seen how bad the rehearsal was, so I had to be there for this wedding. I, of course, did not remove my piercings or dye my hair. I went as me in a tight emerald green dress. When I arrived, I noticed multiple people with piercings and tattoos, as well as dyed hair. I immediately noticed that no one was wearing green or burnt orange. And the main wedding colors were beige and pink. What? As many people speculated, her improvised rules were definitely targeted towards me, probably to try and make me look bad or embarrass me. Now on to the wedding. The speakers they used to play music sounded like they were waterlogged, and whoever was playing the music somehow paused it twice. Rather than a flower girl, the groom had his grown male friend tossing flowers, and a guest nearly walked out because he threw flowers directly in her face. The groom walked out to "X Gonna Give It To Ya." I don't even know what that is. Very classy, while all of his buddies yelled and whistled. The bride's grandma decided she didn't want to walk out as rehearsed and loudly argued with the event coordinator, who was trying to lead her back over to where she was supposed to walk. Everyone was looking at each other, cracking jokes and whispering, and it might have been one of the least serious weddings I've ever attended. When it was time for photos, she asked me to get in the photo, only to purposely place me in the back. My boyfriend noticed this and picked me up bridal style so I would be in full view in every photo. They ended up giving everyone a plate to go up and get some food, and everyone was allowed one plate per person. I ended up waiting until the person serving the food switched out, and I got 2 plates of food. The bride vanished for hours to take pictures, and everyone was left bored and waiting for cake. I had a great time partying with my boyfriend at the reception, and it turns out the bride was having fun partying too. We were watching back footage of the reception on the wedding photographer's Facebook page to try and find us dancing, and saw her in the background dancing on another guy. And when I say on, I mean on, because her body was fully pressed against this random man. I went, I saw, I looked good, and I got to laugh at the failure of a wedding. That wraps up this saga. Let's see what people are saying. I'm genuinely surprised she went, because to me, you're not even worth my time, my energy, my money, any of that. But hey, very important question. Good call. Someone asked, are they still married? OOP said, somehow, but my boyfriend and I always believe that he may swing the other way and that he married her for appearances. Oh. My boyfriend showed up to their apartment one day to pick up something from his sister and heard 2 hushed male voices and footsteps running away before her husband cracked the door and asked what he needed. It's comical how not into each other they seem and how performative everything they do is. That's interesting. Another very important question. In quotes of someone stepped on a snake. Whoa. You can't just gloss over that. Where did the snake come from? What was the reaction? And was the snake okay? Yes, please, more details on this friggin' snake. OOP said it was a fairly small snake that was just stunned, and someone picked it up and carried it away. The chaos that ensued over such a harmless looking snake was hilarious though. To another commenter, it wasn't a baby snake, it was just a smaller sized snake. There are a lot of small and harmless garden snakes where I live, and I pick them up all the time. They're usually just scared and trying not to bite. Yeah. See everyone, because I have a death fear of snakes, and everyone's like, oh, a garden snake, it's so cute. No. I'm not scared of them biting me. I don't like the way they move. It's like a centipede without legs. No thanks. Next comment. Follow-up questions. How is their marriage going, and how is your relationship with your boyfriend? He sounds great, especially in comparison to his sister. How is your relationship with the sister now? OOP said, seems to be going fine, but as I mentioned in another comment, I'm still not convinced that they are actually attracted to each other. My boyfriend and I's relationship is great. At this point, he has distanced himself from his family a lot due to the incident and many other events that have followed, such as them trying to force him into buying a property that he didn't want and locking him out of the house over it. They've always treated him like crap, so it's not surprising, but we currently live together, and are doing great. I don't see his sister much and didn't really like her in the first place, so pretty much the same as it's always been. She's the kind of person to try and live above her means and make her life look lavish while going into debt, and that's the kind of person I can't tolerate being around. There were also some extremely offensive messages that she sent to my boyfriend about me that caused him to cut off contact with her for months, so that was the nail in the coffin. Really wish you included the messages for our selfish entertainment, but that's fine. Well, let me know your thoughts on today's story. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I'll see you tomorrow.